Hello guys, welcome back again. Today we're going to talk about the Ouya. I know, what? I haven't heard about that system for a while. What's been going on with the Ouya? Well, the Ouya, it's one of those weird things when you sit there and look at the Ouya, because it launched in 2012, a bunch of fanfare, had a big Kickstarter, everybody was excited for it. Hey, this is a very small console, hooked up to your TV set, it's Android powered. This thing could be big. They sold it actually originally on the potential of immolation. That's what sold the Ouya. And they tried to turn it into an actual legitimate console. The problem was people didn't buy it for a console. Most people bought it for an emulation to play their old games and their old systems on their TV. And it never took off. Ouya just never... They also made several mistakes along the way. The fact that they had their own store, but it was Android power. It would have been better to try to get the Android store, attached to theirs, to build their base up, and then after it had become comfortable and they built up their own store, they later could have, or they could have happily lived with both, right? Their Ouya store and the Google and the Android, app store, and it could have lived probably pretty good, and it could have done pretty decent, right? But they didn't do that. They wanted their own store, their own ecosystem, and the problem was it never established itself, because most people who invested in the Kickstarter and bought it just to be an immolation machine. And obviously a lot of other companies have come with their own top box, not necessarily gaming, but Apple TV, the Roku, Apple Fire TV, all these things became competition to the Ouya, and the Ouya just couldn't compete. Then it came out that the Ouya was going to have a new system every year. That rubbed people the wrong way. They came out with a new controller that the old people didn't get. A lot of things they did to rub people the wrong way. And the Ouya just died as a platform, as in a platform to make, money off the App Store. Game developers didn't really make anything off it with their exclusive games. But it was reported in April that they were up for sale. They were kind of putting their things out there to be up for sale. And now today the report is that PC gaming and accessory giant Razer is in negotiations to buy Ouya. Estimated to be around $10 million. Now you're asking, why would Razer go after Ouya? First of all, Razer is getting set to launch their own micro console called the Forge, and buying Ouya would give them the exclusives to the Ouya library, which Ouya does have some exclusives in their library. Now, and obviously Razer would have the money and the ability to do more with the console, maybe put money into it, upgrade it, make it a better thing than it is right now. Will the Ouya ever be what it could have been? Probably not. I mean, even though Razer owns it, is Razer buying it? A lot of companies buy things for two things. Either they want to obviously take the Ouya and put it back out there, or are they looking for the copyright, the trademarks that the console has? Are they looking at the exclusives? Is that what lured them into buying it more than just the console? Did they buy it for that and the Ouya is going to die and they're going to use it for the Forge? That's a possibility, very well. But nevertheless, the report says they're in talks to buy them. And again, I know a lot of people have the Ouya who are very happy with it as an immolation machine. I've never heard many people who I know own it actually say they went and bought games for it. And that was always the Ouya's problem, because they could never get people to buy games for it. Even though $99 was a very reasonable price for it, and a lot of people have it and are happy with it, but it just never built up to anything more than that. And it was a case of, you want to be, independent and build your own thing, that's a positive and a negative to it, because you need to build stuff to keep me on your console. You need to give me reasons to stay with it, even though you sold it as immolation originally. And it just wasn't enough to keep people interested. So what do you think about this sale of Razer buying Ouya? Do you think Razer could bring Ouya back? I mean, Ouya was never the number one option in people's mind of a gaming, for example, a console, but it was hey, this is a cool little thing, it's $99. That's kind of cool. I could play games I want to play without actually lugging the console to or playing on my modern TV. Or do you think they're just buying it, maybe for the Forge to just use exclusives and the staff? What do you think they're going to do with it? It'll be interesting to see what happens. Again, if they get sold. Again, online, a lot of these things were around and kind of really died off. And Ouya, for example, has simply died off. You don't hear anything about it. They never were able to build any more. They had news with games stuff, but it died off, right? It was there have been no more games announced for it. there's been no more news coming out for it, and when that kind of happens, you don't have news, you don't get people excited or even realize you're still out there, you die off as a platform. Anyway, love to hear your guys' opinions like always, and I'll make another video soon. Later, guys.